Namaste, my dears. Let's continue with our wisdom sharings. Thank you very much for your likes and supports, and thank you for the comments. Always feel free to drop a message, as the interesting ones I always touch, and I cover them up in videos. So, uh, and today I want to share with you about such a topic as uncovering the truth of intuition and how it guides. As you know, when you're in the spiritual path, eventually you start to distinguish and understand the difference between the mind and the soul, between intuition and the programs and the nonsense, what has been implemented inside of our heads by the system and surrounding reality. So today I felt like sharing some important things connected with how you can distinguish your intuition from your mind and how to get connected with it. So intuition is a very quiet feeling inside that knows what is true for us. Every person has their own intuition because each one of us has a soul. Intuition and soul are the same. The soul speaks with us through intuition, but how can it give this intuition to us? Does it speak out loud? No, it doesn't. It whispers. It whispers in feelings. How you feel on the background, how you feel out throughout the day, how you feel in a log sequence, this is what the soul feels, and that is how it pushes out the intuition. You can also get this intuition through your dreams. The soul can speak through the surrounding reality and people, but eventually it's all about learning to listen to the details, learning to listen to the whispers. Sometimes the soul can shout aloud, but in many cases it's whispering. When you have already sickness and chronic sickness, this is a very, very shout louding voice of your soul telling you that you're doing something wrong. Means wrong, that you're betraying yourself. You're doing something that you don't want to do, that damages you, or that wastes your time, energy, and life. So intuition guides us through the surrounding reality and our inner feelings to inside of us, to that what is truly important for my soul. And it sends our signals. Sometimes they're seen, sometimes they're physically unseen, but they eventually guide us to what is important to me, in my soul, in my life. And we hear intuition best when we are calm and quiet inside of us, because as I told you, soul doesn't shout. It usually speaks, it vibrates quietly through feelings. That's why I highly inspire you always to do meditation, to be alone in the nature, to go for walks, but to be with yourself. So when you're walking and you're just with yourself, you know that everything inside of your head helps you to understand that it belongs to who? Exactly, to you. When you have friends or people around, they also think and they vibrate, and those vibration and thoughts have the impact on our own mind. And that's why we can get confused and sometimes put other people's thoughts, desires, and wishes upon ours. That's how people often go to parties or to events, and then all of a sudden they want to do everything what other people do. So if you're not spiritually strong enough, try to avoid big places where there are a lot of people doing the things which you don't want to be part of. Avoid such people, avoid such television, news, games, and you'll see how it will be easy for you to be yourself. Once you're spiritually developed and you have the fundament, you really don't care where you are, as eventually you'll be in your own reality, even walking through burning fire where other people might be suffering. You'll still feel yourself protected and happy. But that comes with your spiritual development and your connection with your higher self. So trusting your inner voice takes practice, and also being brave, because very often it shows on something where there's pain, and on some topics which are complicated, yet they're complicated for our mind. We don't know how to deal with them, or the solution towards those problems might take us a lot of effort. So, for that reason, just know it's absolutely normal that our mind will try to avoid the pain inside, and it will try to find excuses. And you just have to be brave. You just have to show love to yourself. So, to dive deeper into the pain and the material and the things which are rising from inside of you. Uh, the surrounding world and your soul is a guide and often speaks through feelings, pictures, or some lucky numbers, moments, and things and symbols around of us. So we speak with our self and intuition through everything, feeling, surrounding world, small symbols, coincidences. This is my favorite part of the language of God, coincidence. Yeah, in my personal vocabulary, the word coincidence doesn't exist. In my opinion, the word coincidence goes for low vibration people, for the ones who are putting the responsibility of their lives upon somebody else. When you put away the word coincidence, you can go to the essence of everything, and you can find the answers on every small thing that is happening in your life. But in the beginning, just try to at least to understand the big events in your life and why these coincidences happen. So doubting yourself blocks your intuition. Love and calm can help you grow. The more you allow yourself to have respect to what you feel inside and you trust what you feel, so the more you will see that you will save a lot of energy, and the way how you will move in life will be just tremendous and magically. Other people will be thinking that you're truly using some magic because you're living such a reality. No, you're just living in harmony with your soul. Intuition shows the way to your true path on who you truly are. So this means that the more you listen to what vibrates inside of you and the signals and the answers that you send to you, the more confident you can be on your mental body in understanding who you truly are, and am I going there where it's valuable for me to be. So the more data you understand and analyze yourself, the more fundament of confidence you have in knowing, knowing who you are. Not believing, but knowing. When you know, it's a fundament. When you believe, it's a sand fundament. It can work in some cases, for some time, but eventually your sun fundament will have to break down and you're going to get the practical knowledge on how everything works. So I inspire you, trust your practical life experience, and create your fundament on the conclusions that you made from the experience of your life. Um, Paying attention really helps to connect more with our inner wisdom and soul, rather than to ignore the things which come through the details. So be conscious, pay attention to the details. Let's say, in a small example, when you are communicating with people, pay attention to not what they say. People can blabber whatever they want. Pay attention to the details. Pay attention on the small actions. Pay attention how you feel with them. Do they fulfill what they say? And how's their life developing? And the final one, when we listen with love, intuition becomes clear and helpful every day. It will be an ally that will help you to go through all of the challenges of life, and you don't need internet for that. You don't need Google, you don't need ChatGPT. All you need is to create this frequency of the connection of your consciousness with your soul, and learning on a mental level of the mind to explain this frequency in the correct way. Then that's it. You're a game changer. You don't need the internet to know everything. You don't need society to have the confidence on who you are. You don't need other authority opinions in being yourself. And you live a life that actually the rest of humanity and people will be just, I would say, jealous because eventually everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to be connected. Everybody wants to go through their own personal challenges and victories and fights and legends and la 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 la. So discover who you are. Listen to yourself. Listen to your intuition. Now listen to what truly matters to you. Remember that your inner truth is the essence that will open to you your personal life path, the path of your soul, the dharma path. You know everything inside of yourself. So stop listening to others and start focusing on the one and only yourself, your soul, your intuition, your inner answers. That is exactly what can set you free. So, friends, sure. And we're gonna see each other very soon. Thank you very much. Continue to be yourself, continue to be awesome, and continue to dig deep into your soul and the higher self and spirit. Much love. Namaste.